Hey guys, Storm1208 here today, and I have the funniest story ever. Well, I mean, okay, it's probably going to be funny for you guys, but it is not going to be funny for me. So basically, I had already recorded this entire episode, or at least I thought I had, but then when I went back and checked my software, I had never hit the record button. I had forgotten to hit the record button, so none of the footage that I filmed the first time around actually got recorded. So I am recording this a second time. Not that I mind, this is a really fun game, and the levels are nice and easy. They're fast paced, so it's not like this is the end of my world, but I just thought it was really funny because I finished. I'm like, I'm feeling good about this, ready to stick it in my editing software and then get it on YouTube. And I go in and I check my files, and right when I hit stop record, it started recording. So it was like, the file is in use, please close it. And I was like, oh, I must have forgotten to hit stop record. I stopped recording. It's 23 seconds of the very end of the video. So yeah, I am recording this again. Slight little mix up, but whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the file that we were using last time, and we're gonna go ahead and hit start and get into this. So we're gonna go ahead and hit single player and story mode, because that's what we played last time. So last time we played as Sonic the Hedgehog, and I promised I would show off both characters. So this time we're gonna be playing as Shadow the Hedgehog. No, I'm just kidding. His name is Shadow the Hedgehog. I know. I just feel like after Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow was really cool in Sonic Adventure 2. Like, he was awesome. And then they made Shadow the Hedgehog for the GameCube, and like, I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. I don't think there's such a thing as a bad game. There's only a good game with flaws. But I mean, you have to admit that in that game they tried way too hard to make Shadow like cool. Like, they gave him all the guns, and they made him like shooting people, and like the fire in his eyes at that one part. And at the very end of the CGI opening, Sonic just kind of crumples to his knees, and Shadow's just like standing behind him with like a Glock in his hand, and it was nuts. But I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna try and forget that ever happened. But yeah, we already did the tutorial last time, so I'm not going to do it this time. So like I was saying in my last video, the hub does change with Shadow. So instead of Tails, you got Rouge here. So I will probably talk to her just in case her dialogue is different than Tails is. And so I'll go ahead. Rouge, what are you doing here? I just stopped by to help you get around. Do you know where you are? Looks like the resting base. You seem pretty familiar with it already. Would like to know the details, Eddie? Okay, well, that's a slight grammar issue. Yes, I want to know the details. Sure, I'll need all the info I can get. Alright, you should know that every time you complete a stage, you have the choice to either move on to the next one or return here. Okay, but what is it that I can do here? And how will I be able to select a stage? Well, to the right, there's a sign that reads Stage Select. From there, you can select which stage you would like to play. To the left, there's a sign that reads Item Shop. You'll be able to buy custom items, but for this demo, you'll only be able to shop for extra lives. Still useful in my opinion. Okay, is there anything else I should know? I think that's about it. Do you need me to repeat myself? Nope. Nope, I believe I'll be fine. If you say so, good luck, Shadow. Well, of course you'd think extra lives are useful, Rouge. You almost got blown up in Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow had to come and save your butt. But okay, go ahead and head to the stage select. So last time we played Nightlight Paradise, and we did Act 1, got an S rank, Act 2 got an A rank, and Act 3 got an A rank. So if you guys are really curious, the first time I recorded this in Sunlight Paradise, I got S rank, A rank, A rank. So I am going to actually try and get an S rank at least in Act 2, because I was a little disappointed that I only got an A rank. So go ahead, Sunlight Paradise, we're going to start off with Act 1. Alright, and you can see Shadow doing his skating animation, his famous skate shoes. And, okay, I love the music in this stage. The music is just really good. I'm going to let you guys actually listen to it for a little bit. I'll be quiet. Yeah, so if the song sounds familiar, it probably should, because it's actually a remix of, oh, that was so close. It was actually, it's actually a remix of Splash Canyon from Sonic Riders, which is a game I like a lot. The hilarious thing is the song for Nightlight Paradise was a remix of Sega Carnival from Sonic Riders. So this is actually the second Sonic Riders remix to be used as stage music in this game, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, Splash Canyon was my favorite song in Sonic Riders, so I really do like the music for the stage. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and blast onto these pirate ships, and if you head down here, there's a little shortcut, which cuts out a lot of time actually. So we're gonna keep going. There we go. And yeah, we haven't actually hit any trick ramps yet, but I really do want to try and get another perfect trick chain. I was able to do it once in the last video, but I'd love to be able to do it one more time, at least one more time. Go ahead and do the trick action. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead up. Oh, here we go. Yes! Oh snap! That's 2 for 2. There we go. All right, here we go. Got invincibility, and we're just blazing here. Hasn't even been 2 minutes yet. Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't need that extra life. I said this in the last time we played, but the extra lives in this game, you really don't need them, just because there are so many rings, and they give you an extra life every time you get 100. So I mean, like, there's really kind of no point. But I mean, if you want to look for people that like to test out different methods of speedrunning, and testing out said methods could result in you dying, then you might want to get a lot of extra lives. So I know people who do that a lot, especially in games like Unleashed and Generations and such. But there we go. So Shadow the Hedgehog got through Act 1, and that had to be an S rank. Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yep, we went ahead and got that S rank, and wow, I actually beat all of my records from the first playthrough. So I'm kind of glad I recorded this a second time, because I'm doing better than I was doing the first time. So we're going to go ahead and go to Nightlight Paradise Act 2. And you see Shadow he enters the stage with that little warping animation. Speaking of Shadow's animations, I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. So, Sonic's animations were from Sonic Advance, which was a 2D platformer for the Game Boy Advance. But the interesting thing is, Shadow was not in any of the Sonic Advance games. So, Shadow didn't actually have a sprite designed for a platforming game. Shadow's sprite is actually from Sonic Battle, which was a Game Boy Advance fighting game with Sonic characters in it. So, Meatball First actually managed to take the sprite from a fighting game and then make it look like it was for a platformer, which I think is really impressive, because you can see here, Shadow's sprites look perfect, like they look like they're supposed to be here, which is really cool. Went too far. There you go. But yeah, I think that he did a really good job. I think it's really awesome. So we're gonna keep moving. And if any of you are wondering, Shadow does not, at least as of now, have any abilities different from Sonic. Shadow and Sonic play exactly the same in this game. Their physics are the same, speed is the same, all that. But one thing I think is interesting is because Shadow has a skating animation, Sonic's running animation makes his legs look like they're moving faster. So for some reason my brain kind of sees that, and I think that Shadow's going slower than Sonic, even though he's technically not. Which is kind of funny. It's just whenever I play this game, I'm like, it just looks like Shadow's going slower. I don't know why. But yeah, this is really awesome. Just that whole moving through the pipe, I think that's really awesome. Really, really cool, well-designed segment right there. So, out of all the fan games I've played, this is probably one of the best. It's like really, really high up there. Because I've played, not even just Sonic fan games, I've played a lot of different fan games. I've played like Super Mario Flashback, what else? Oh yeah, Super Smash Flash 2, Super Smash Bros. Crusade, Sonic before the sequel, Sonic after the sequel, Green Hill Paradise Act 2, which I actually didn't really like. I know a lot of people like Green Hill Paradise Act 2, but I think the main issue that caused a problem for me was that because it's open world, I never knew where I was supposed to go. So I would spend like half an hour, and I would get literally nowhere, and I just got kind of annoyed. I like the more, I like the Sonic games that are more linear, where you like know where you're supposed to be going. But yeah, whatever. So anyway, this part, not only is the underwater section really pretty, but this part is so cool because you actually get to go inside of a pirate ship, which I think is so creative. And I messed up that sliding. But yeah, this part has a lot of platforming, and you're trying to get out of it, and okay. This actually happened to me in the last playthrough. For some reason, I can't get the timing on this pole right. It's like the most annoying thing in the world, because that, like, okay, fun story. Poles in like the Sonic games, the ones that you swing on, are the bane of my existence. It doesn't matter if I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Generations, Sonic Unleashed, it doesn't matter which game. I always have trouble getting the timing on the poles right, and that ends up messing up my overall time, because I spend like 7 seconds on a pole when I should have only spent 2. It's really funny. I don't know. I guess I'm just like cursed to never get the timing right. But anyway, there we go. So Shadow the Hedgehog got through Act 2. I'm gonna say A rank. Oh,
Perfect.
nice. Hey, we did it. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, I wanted to get at least 2 S ranks on this zone, and we did. If we can S rank the boss, I'm gonna feel really happy today. If we can get 3 S ranks, that's gonna be great. So we're gonna go ahead and head to the boss, which is Nightmare Kraken. So for those of you guys who didn't know, the bosses in this game actually alternate. So if you watched the last episode, we fought Eggman. So the bosses in this game actually switch between Eggman fights and between fights against Nightmare bosses. So we're seeing an example of that right here with Nightmare Kraken. So I think that's actually really interesting and smart, because I know a lot of people who have gotten really tired of Eggman being the main villain in the Sonic series. So what's really interesting is the Nightmare bosses are like infected with darkness, which is why the game is called Sonic vs. Darkness True Nightmare Revives. Because I mean, it's really interesting because I'm trying to figure out why the bosses are like the way they are, and oh my god, and like why the darkness infected them and turned them into Nightmare. Like I'm trying to figure out how that's gonna play into the storyline. Because when I talked to Rouge earlier, that was actually a cutscene, and Nefal first confirmed that this game is going to have more cutscenes. So this game is gonna have a storyline, which I think is really cool. So I am wondering how the darkness and the title and the Nightmare bosses are gonna fit into that storyline. Actually, you know what? Relating to that, let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about antagonist in the Sonic series? Are you okay with it just being Eggman, or do you want Sega to mix things up and have a new kind of antagonist? Because they tried that before with Sonic Lost World, but I personally don't think it really worked, because I know a lot of people who hated the Deadly Six. They saw that there was like no purpose for the Deadly Six being there. Like it was just kind of an excuse to have a new type of boss, and I kind of agree. I never played Lost World, solely because it didn't really interest me when it came out. I didn't see any reason to really pick it up. But just looking at the Deadly Six, they really didn't have a purpose. I don't understand why they were in the game. It just seemed like a kind of random throw-in to try and shake things up, but it didn't really work. Because, oh, that was faster than I expected, actually. So, yep, we just defeated the Nightmare Kraken, and Shadow's gonna go ahead and head on and hit that goal ring. So, I don't know, A-rank, fingers crossed, please? I mean A-rank? I want an S rank, but I feel like I got an A rank. Oh, we did it! Yes! We got 3 S ranks in a row. Snap. That's awesome. Alright, that's actually great. Confidence boosted for today. Alright, well that was awesome. And when we go ahead and take a look here, we can now see that Sonic Paradise, we've S ranked every single stage. That's great. But yeah, what I was saying in my last episode was that I was talking about how, and I really do want to show this off before I end the video, this is like something really important, but I was talking about how I wanted to change my skills from the air dash to the double jump. Well, in the full game, there are going to be more skills. I believe there's going to be 4 per move. So you can change your A action, which was originally the air dash, your X action, which is originally the boost, your B action, which is originally the stomp, and your Y action is actually special. So the Y button doesn't do anything right now. But in the final game, I think it's going to have some sort of function. I don't know. In the original Sonic vs. Darkness game, by collecting the Chaos Emeralds, you gained access to special abilities like invincibility and like intangibility and stuff. So maybe that's what this is hinting at. Maybe you'll unlock special skills if you collect the Chaos Emeralds, or like if you beat enough bosses or finish enough levels. I don't know. But see here, right here, we have the air dash and the double jump, and then in the full game, there's also going to be you're going to be able to air dash in 8 different directions, which is going to be really useful. I feel kind of bad for keyboard users because it's going to be a little bit difficult for them. But I'm using an Xbox 360 controller right now, so with the analog stick, that's going to be extremely useful for platforming. And then you'll be able to double air dash, which I think is also going to be really useful. So you can air dash once, and then as you're falling, you can air dash a second time. Which I could see people getting really creative with speedrunning with that moveset and stuff. Oh, well, he hasn't written anything for Stomp yet. Nothing for special skill. Let's see. Sonic Boost, there's standard boosting, boosting in midair, and he hasn't done anything else yet. But as far as boosting in midair goes, I'm trying to figure out how that works, because I may be wrong, but I feel like if you're in the midair and you hit the X button, you'll already boost. So is he saying like when you're in the midair, you can boost and you'll like stay suspended for like a limited amount of time? Or like, is it like Sonic Unleashed where the air boost was like unlockable and maybe I'm just remembering incorrectly? I just feel like when you're in the air, you can already boost. So maybe in the final game he'll take that out. Maybe in the final game you won't be able to boost in midair, because that would be a little interesting. And then also there's an inventory here. So I'm sure the way the inventory probably works is when you buy items from the shop, like shields and stuff, it'll put them in your inventory. And then before you go into a level, you can use them. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, I think that's probably going to end it off for this episode. And this little mini-series, at least until a new demo comes out. Because we cleared the only 2 zones that are available. So, and I got to show off Sonic and Shadow. So I accomplished everything I wanted to. Anyways, if you guys want to see more, I'm planning on doing more gameplay videos like this, but I'm also planning on continuing my like theory videos and my discussion videos, because those are like my favorite. I love doing those. So if you liked what you saw, you can go ahead and hit the like button, and if you even want to hit the subscribe button, that would be really great. If you didn't like what you saw, YouTube has a dislike button. You can use it, it's fine. That's just a way to voice your opinion, which you are totally allowed to have. I think that's gonna do it for this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and I guess leave. So this is Storm1208, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald?